Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Dubai Growth Code. Myself, Suryo from Viacon, and today I have with me Ejaz Ahmed. Welcome on board to speak on Dubai Growth Code.
Thank you, Suryo. Always an honor to speak with you. And I'm really excited for this webinar because I feel that there is a lot of misunderstanding that brands have about the digital ecosystem, specifically in Dubai. So let me try to kind of help you there in terms of decoding some of the biases that exists in the Dubai market.
Fantastic, Ejaz. Ejaz, so let's decode how the businesses in Dubai can grow as well as stay relevant in this digital market, fastest growing digital market.
Okay, so one of the things, Suryo, that makes a lot of sense for brands trying to break through in the UAE market, specifically Dubai, is the ecosystem that they are building. As we know that Dubai is a very evolved market, there is a lot of local culture and Arabian influence that a lot of brands kind of miss out on. Add to that a huge number of expats that visit Dubai every year, and millions of them call Dubai home because of the relaxed taxation norms. Breaking into a market that is both advanced as well as the consumer mindset is concerned, as well as deeply embedded in local cultures and customs, is something that every brand fails to understand. Either they get the first part right, wherein they become too modernized in terms of catering to the expats, or they become too cultural in terms of catering to the local population. For brands to succeed in the UAE ecosystem, again, specifically Dubai, you need a mix of both. You need that level of awareness, which would be catering to the expat population in the country, as well as you have to understand that Dubai is whatever you might like to call it in terms of a developed state. It is still deeply rooted in Islamic customs and traditions.
Absolutely, I agree completely with you.
Suryo, you have been in the Dubai market for close to a decade now. You've had experiences with different brands, starting with the Landmark Group, and then for the last 2 years, you have been heading operations for Viacon in UAE. What do you think are some of the common mistakes brands are making out in Dubai?
Ijaz, to be honest, what I have observed here is people, the new entrant, a business entrant in this market. For example, if somebody is doing a business in India or some other part of the world, wants to do a copy paste and bring the same strategy down here in
Okay.
Dubai. But my observations are that doesn't work here because we need to again understand the culture,
Okay.
because here the Arabic culture influence is much there, much more.
Okay.
And yes, bringing that, copy pasting that culture doesn't work here. We need to understand the local culture and build our strategies accordingly. And it's a digitally very fast moving country, and the adaptability in this country is very fast. So we need to adapt as well as to align the cultural uh, side as well, and that will help each and every brand. That's how each and every brand works, and it will help your brand to grow.
Okay, so Suryo, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I see a lot of these brands that you mentioned coming from the West, as well as the southeastern part, namely India, or even Chinese brands, Japanese brands. I have seen that a lot of the communication that they put across, is in English. I do not see a lot of communication that is made in Arabic. Whether I see social media posts or website content, I see that there is a very unidimensional aspect to the way communication is kind of put across. It's only in English. Do you think that for brands who are targeting UAE and Dubai specifically, do you think that brands should have like a duolingual kind of an approach where they are seamlessly trying to offer the same communication, whether they are social media posts or website content, in both Arabic and in English?
Absolutely, I completely agree that there should be both English and Arabic, because we are living in a country where 10% of the population are locals, where 90% populations are experts.
Okay.
Yes, so here we to cater to both culture, you need both English and Arabic both. that's where your impact into the business will be much better.
Okay, that is, I think a very good observation that you have made. What do you spoke, a lot about, the cultural influences of the local Arabs, and how brands have not been able to kind of make their communication align with, the sensibilities there. Do you think that, when it comes to portrayal of certain images, certain graphics, the West seems to have some kind of acceptability in terms of dressing norms of, say, women when they put it across on social media posts or on website content? But for a brand, or for a brand, do you think that that is something that should be done in a market like Dubai? Do you what would be the reception like from the locals if they see, brands, showcasing or exhibiting women in a certain way, whether it's on social media, whether it's on YouTube videos, whether it's on their website, any portrayal, be it like, print, traditional, offline, online, would that be taken positively in a market like Dubai?
It's just I would put it in this way. We again, for any brand, they need to understand that where they are operating the business. So in a market like UAE, at the end of the day, it's an Islamic country. You need to respect the religion,
Agreed.
understand what they want and how the religion works, the nitty-gritties of how the religion works, and respect the religion and do your business. It's a country where it's open for everyone. But again, you cannot forego, you cannot forget that it's an Islamic country. You need to respect that. So keeping the respect and the Islamic side as well, you do your business. And I don't think so. As I said, copy pasting what's happening in the Western
Agreed.
culture won't help you much here. So
Okay.
you need to realign yourself in terms of the strategy, in terms of the graphics, creatives,
Okay.
especially for the UAE market, or I would rather say it in the GCC market.
Okay. So thank you, Suryo. Lastly, like I feel that, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. There is, obviously the Dubai market is a huge market within the UAE, and we notice that Abu Dhabi is also coming up in a major way. But there are, conversations and discussions when it comes to, the saturation level that the Dubai market has kind of reached. So, what would your take be on it? That, when people say that, oh, the Dubai market is saturated in terms of market players, it's very difficult to kind of get, any results from digital marketing or creative services in Dubai, because there's a limited, population that you're targeting, and everyone is targeting that population. So maybe, there are agencies which are targeting, businesses in Abu Dhabi. What do you think about the other states in the Emirates? What do you think about Sharjah, Ras Al Khaimah, all these places? Do you think that, brands, specifically businesses, maybe which are based in Dubai, should they be also, kind of focusing on the other states in the Emirates?
Absolutely. If you talk about not only Dubai, if you talk about Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, then we talk about Fujairah and Ras Al Khaimah. Ras Al Khaimah is coming up largely into real estate.
Okay.
If you see, if we talk about BMW developments, the Al Marjal Island, which is coming up in what you called in Ras Al Khaimah,
Correct.
they are into, and they have accepted casinos,
Okay.
a gaming thing.
The new development that,
development.
like all these big players in from the casino world are kind of investing
Absolutely,
there.
absolutely. So it is a game changer. That part of the world is gonna grow, and I see it again. Dubai is saturated. Saying Dubai is saturated is not the right term. I would rather say, because if you are creative, if you have that creative flair for a digital marketing agency, if you are doing something different, what others are not doing, you have your market share as well.
Okay.
Plus, you can go around in the market cities like Sharjah and Ras Al Khaimah. There are a lot of opportunities. There are companies which are coming up. For example, we have companies like IFCO and Americana and all. They are based out of Sharjah. Again, huge. It is coming up. Real estate is developing in Ras Al Khaimah. So we cannot neglect that. And yes, it's not only Dubai and Abu Dhabi. You have the complete 7 Emirates. Slowly, we are getting into it, and slowly, I feel there's a huge opportunity and market share for each and every one, provided you are creative, you understand what the market wants, and again, little bit of price point. It plays a very much competitive. So price point will play a very big role here.
Okay, thank you, Suryo.
Thank you. So Ijaz, I wanted to understand a couple of things from you. As you are aware that Dubai or UAE is a market where they take technology very seriously,
Yes,
and the adaptability is very fast compared to other parts of the world.
correct.
So how does it impact in terms of digital marketing?
So, Suryo, like first thing that I would want to clarify is that uh, when we talk about technology and we talk about technological adoption, specifically in markets like Dubai, there is a lot of confusion, in terms of what technology stands for.
True.
I think there is a lot of noise which kind of ultimately translates into people understanding or rather misunderstanding technology. Technology is something that at the end of the day should make the lives easier, not only for brands who are looking for growth and performances, but also for the real consumers who would be benefiting at the end of the day. There is no denying the fact that Dubai is a technologically driven market. When you talk about adoption, when you talk about new ideas, when you talk about new software, everything, you will get a market for it in Dubai. Why? Because the level of advancement and awareness that the local population has is immense. Specifically, if you tell me that, in terms of digital marketing, what are the technological impacts of it, or how would you want to kind of define, the ROIs from technology? I would kind of, bucket it in three ways.
Okay.
The first way would be the process way, where technology is used in your process to make something better. Now, when I talk about the implementation of technology in a process way, I would mean things like CRM adoption. I would refer to, areas like the integration of your ERP to your CRM. I would also stretch this to say the integration of your ERP and CRM to your e-commerce website, to your logistics and supply, to your marketplace listings and everything. So what happens in that way is that the entire process gets streamlined, gets faster, the human error kind of reduces across multiple segments, whether it's production, whether it's packaging, whether it's supply, whether it's distribution, whether it is presence. The second bucket where technology is going to play a major brands is the communication space. What do you mean by communication? For a brand that is looking to kind of, make that level of awareness and impact, technology has to be the channel partner for it to spread awareness. What are these technological, platforms? Whether you look at search engines, whether you look at social media marketing platforms, whether you look at digital PR, whether you look at online media sources, all these platforms are technologically driven platforms, and common to and contrary to common perceptions, they speak to one another.
Great.
So when it comes to communications, technology plays a major role. So the first bucket, as I told you, was about the impact of technology to improve a brand's process. The second way technology can impact a brand is through communication. And finally, the third, and maybe for some brands, the most important way where technology can help is actual sales and conversions. When I talk about technological, advancements and how they can impact a brand in sales and conversions, I am referring to numerous things, whether it is last mile deliveries, whether it is 24/7 chat support, whether it is booking appointments, booking apps, everything. So what you need to understand is that when a customer, a probable customer, is at the last stage, the buying phase, which we call it technically in terms of marketing, that is where your technology has to play a role. Whether it is automated email campaigns for follow-ups, whether it is chat support, whether it is last mile deliveries, whatever helps you close the deal. So as I began with, I said that technology has to impact a brand in three ways: the process way, the communication way, and the sales and conversion way.
Fantastic. Ijaz, that was a very good insight. I'm sure the audiences have liked it as well. It's a very good insight for them as well. One more question I have for you. As recently the UAE government has announced that there's a buzz that chat GPT is being given to all the residents and the business, all the
Yes,
residents here for
yes,
free of cost by the government.
yes, yes. The
It's
paid subscription one.
yes, the paid subscription
Yes.
ones. How do you see the impact? Because we couple of years back we were given to understand that human content makes a lot of difference
Yes.
compared to automated or chat gpt and
Correct.
all.
I agree.
How do you see impact and how do market react to it?
So, Suryo, the entire point about Chat GPT or, AI driven search, whether it is Chat GPT or Gemini or Copilot, again, I believe it's very misunderstood. Like search engines and companies, whether it's like OpenAI or Google or Microsoft, are not complicating things. When we think about AI, when we think about machine learning, the common perception is, oh, it's so sophisticated, oh, it's so complex, so complicated. How are we going to find our way around it? But in reality, any good AI model, and I took three names right now, whether it's ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, they are the most simplistic reflection of human behavior. Let me put it that way. That search engines and artificial algorithms and languages have become so competent at mimicking human behavior. Correct. That is something that I think a lot of businesses get wrong. It's simple. Let me put it like that. When you talk about AI search, when you talk about the results that AI search throws up, where do you think it's getting that result from? Right? It's going through terabytes and terabytes of data that have been put up on the internet. You might have written something on your LinkedIn which has become an authority source, and when I kind of go to a Chat GPT for a search query based on that, the reference might show me Suryo Ghosh as the author of it. Yes. Now, the common fallacy that a lot of businesses make is how to kind of circumvent their way around AI. That leads to confusion, that leads to a lot of complication, and that leads to marketing budgets getting drained. That's not the way. We are living in a world where the digital ecosystem is omnipresent. A lot of brands make this mistake of going after AI without really understanding what it represents. It represents human behavior at its simplistic and most organic best. So let me try to explain it to you with the help of an example. There are so many digital marketing functions that exist, right? Like our audiences know about SEO, SMM, digital PR, listing platforms, directory listings, everything, right?
Yeah.
All the platforms, whatever the ecosystem you choose, AI algorithms pick relevance from all ecosystems. Let me give you an example. As a brand, you are coming up in the Dubai market or any other market for that matter, and you want to start with any digital marketing activity, and you say that let's just start with SEO. Let me assign like a budget to an SEO monthly budget, and let me focus like around 10 to 15 keywords that are relevant for my brand. You end it at that. Do you think that in this day and age where search behavior is so different, so complex, where AI driven algorithms are collating information across search, social, web 2.0, web 3.0, do you think that merely putting aside a budget for SEO will work? No, it doesn't work.
I understand completely.
All digital platforms in 2024 and beyond are talking to one another. Whether it is your search, whether it is your social media, whether it is your Quora, Reddit, any web 2.0, Medium, anything, all of them are talking to one another. And that is what AI picks up. when it sees that your brand is seamlessly mentioned for specific keywords on search engines, on social media platforms, on Web 2.0 platforms, on review platforms, your products are listed on marketplaces, you have a YouTube channel, it picks up that entire ecosystem of chatter that is going on around your brand, filters it, the relevant parts of it, and throws it up in its search. That is where the understanding has to come from. AI by itself is not something that brands should take head on. It is, let me put it in this way, it's the final output. Anything that chat GPT, that a copilot, that a Gemini throws up is your output. What are the input functions? The SEO part of it, the SMM part of it, the Web 2.0 part of it, the listing part of it, the marketplace part of it. Once you have an omnipresence on different digital channels, you will be successful when it comes to chat GPT results or AI driven results.
Great, great. Thank you for answering this question. And one more thing I wanted to understand from you is, as you all know that it's a very digital fast country. Though it's a digital first country, but this country is vastly dependent on offline marketing as well.
Okay.
So how do you see the future in next 5 years? You think this offline will slowly move to completely digital, or because in this part of the world we have seen that digital has an impact, huge, has made a huge impact in the last 10-15 years, but still offline holds a good amount of share as well.
Correct.
So how do you see, being an expert in the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the shift happening?
Suryo, firstly, thank you for that question. I think Dubai and the GCC largely, nobody talks about it a lot, but offline holds major value. There's a lot of credibility behind offline marketing in not only Dubai, but you stretch it to the UAE, you stretch it to the GCC. I would also go ahead and say it's more or less the same in Qatar and Saudi and all these countries as well. Now, my take on something like this would be an evolution of offline into online through specific technological adoptions. Let me rephrase that for you. I see a billboard. Okay, I just see a billboard. I'm walking down Sheikh Zayed Road. I see a billboard. There's a hoarding, for, maybe like the new Apple phone has launched. They keep launching phones every 3 months. So maybe 17, 18, 19 or 20, whatever it would be. I see a billboard of an Apple phone launch or whatever. The awareness is there. I see it, like my eyes see it. But if I want to translate the offline experience online, Apple's marketing team or whoever's working for them on their behalf in Dubai will give me a QR code there. I'm carrying a smartphone, right?
Yeah.
The moment I scan the QR code, I go maybe to an e-commerce store. I go maybe to like a video, like a Apple launch event video. I go to, maybe like any big marketplace like an Amazon or something. But my gestation period as a consumer is very small. Earlier, what would happen is that offline or traditional hoardings and banners, etc., billboards would give you awareness, right? Right now, when you see most banners and displays across Dubai, you will see that they have a digital element to it.
Agreed, I completely agree.
I'm not merely talking about digital signages being driven by LED technologies. The prints are gone.
Yeah.
Right? They're selling spaces for millions of dirhams, right?
Yeah.
They're running it like as a 20-second slot, as a 30-second slot. But the time frame from my discovery of a banner of a product or a service on a billboard to my actual buying process is very, very short. I have a QR code. I have something or the other, like to kind of go to a marketplace and make that conversion. I would also like to give you this example of, where technology is kind of heading. Very recently, you might have heard about, Meta and Ray-Ban collaborating.
Absolutely.
And the smart glasses, I believe it's like a huge leap, in terms of technological advancement. And Dubai being a market like Dubai, where you want the shiniest new things at all times, it's just a matter of time before we see, the local population, the expats, sporting the new Meta Ray-Ban glasses, right?
Yeah.
The glasses have built-in scanners, so that whenever you see something, you read it off, and automatically, the search takes you somewhere. There's a final destination of it, whether it's a brand store, whether it's an e-commerce marketplace, whether it's a form or, query form or whatever it is, it'll take you there. So, physical signages, the awareness part of it, the discovery part of it, that was always there. But now they have become like an active last mile kind of a discovery and sales conversion setup. So that is something that, will continue to exist. That the technology that we are talking about here, whether it's the scanner, the barcode scanner, or the scanner on your phone, or the new smart glasses that have been launched by Meta and Ray-Ban, I think that is just going to take it up a notch.
So Ejaz, thanks for this again. Thanks for clarifying this. One last question from my end. That is, we all know, or every business owners wants to expand to UAE. That is, I think, I don't. This is people in India or any other part of the world. They want to get into UAE and run their business as well. From a digital agency front, you have started from India and you moved to Dubai, then you moved to US as well. You were with Viacon in this the complete journey. What is the things that a new owner should take care of it while entering Dubai? What are the points that they should keep in mind? I'm sure in our audience that people who wants to expand over in India or some other part of the world, they want to come to Dubai and run their business as well. What are the things that you feel they should, being a marketing agency, how it is different from other part of the world, and they should come here keeping this in mind, and then they can get the market share.
Uh, like, thank you, Suryo. I think that is like a very valid question, and a lot of people who would be, tuning into the webinar would be very interested in that question. Uh, I would say that, like, for a market like Dubai, it's very different. It's not your normal market. It's not, a market that is, can be kind of captured in terms of communication or strategy, by a playbook. There's no playbook to the Dubai market. People with nothing have made it big. People with everything have lost it all. Let me put it that way.
Absolutely.
One of the, from a marketing perspective, what we suggest to a lot of brands, not only brands based out of Dubai, but also brands which we have helped, carry from India and break into the Dubai market, is to invest in understanding the market. When I say that, you need to invest in understanding the market, I want to say that your digital footprint should be something that should align with what the market sensibility in Dubai is. It starts from your customer profiling. It starts from understanding the price point which you can operate with. It starts with putting a very, very strong emphasis on quality. Any brand that is trying to kind of, break into the Dubai market or is in the Dubai market but wants to kind of be successful, you have to keep hammering about the quality levels that you're delivering. That you do through videos, you do through digital PR, you do through promotions, or you go to the top of Burj Al Arab and you shout at the top of your voice. You have to drive home the point that your quality is superior. This is a very, very advanced market. It won't take anything that is subpar or below par. When it comes to prices, you mentioned how the market is competitive in terms of prices.
Very competitive.
But at the same time, the market is ready to pay you if your quality is superior.
Absolutely.
So for a brand in India who's trying to break into the Dubai market, I would say communication is critical. I would say choosing the right digital platforms to pursue that communication is critical. And I would also say that your storytelling across all channels, like we mentioned, search, social, web 2.0, listings, offline marketing, everything has to be uniform. It's not very complicated, but you need to have something that is your own. When brands try to copy paste things, they don't work. I'll take an example of a brand, in Dubai, which is very successful, but it has not emulated, the West. A brand like Noon, big brand, huge brand, multi-billion dollars in sales and revenues. See the level of footprints that they have been able to build. It starts very small and keeps going up, 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 up. You'll see them as local retailers. You'll find their presence in high-end malls as well. They start from products which are $10. They'll go up to products that are $10,000 in value. The marketing effort that they put, whether it is on local newspapers, whether it's on YouTube channels, whether it's on their e-commerce marketplaces, the coupons, the promotions, sometimes you just feel bombarded, like every Thursday you have something going on. That is what you need. And you will see that across all their communication channels, they will use Arabic.
True.
Correct? They will do it because they know who they are speaking to. And for the expats, you will get the same thing in English. You see posts from Noon on social media, you'll see it's in Arabic also, it's in English also. Right? Because both are their audiences and they keep things simple. Communication, authenticity, picking the right channels, picking the right languages. Keep it simple, but have a strong focus on your story. Ensure that whatever you are selling product wise, the marketing agency who's working for you, whether it's us or anyone else, the quality part of it has to be consistently communicated to the target audiences.
I think it's a very good takeaway from this session that whom you're catering to, whether it's an expert or an Arabic, you need to ensure that your communication style needs to
Absolutely.
be
Absolutely.
perfectly done so that it attracts them, so
Absolutely.
that they can understand what you want to communicate.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Ejaz.
Thank you, Suryo.
Just before we wind up, it was a fantastic session. Before we wind up, there are a couple of questions which are coming up from our audiences.
Sure, sure.
Can we we'll take a couple
Yes,
of
yes,
them
absolutely.
and try to address it.
Absolutely.
There is somebody who have asked us how his organization can achieve end-to-end digital transformation in this age.
Oh, so that is like a very loaded question because when we talk about this digital transformation, it means a lot of things, right? Like it means like tech adoption across your businesses, supply chains, everything. It also means how you are presenting the business to your customers through websites or e-commerce marketplaces, social media, YouTube, everything. So it's a very loaded term. Digital transformation is a very, very loaded term in terms of there are probably like 100 things that I can list right now that you have to do. But again, at the end of the day, you need to understand what's appropriate for your business, and you cannot feasibly do everything because it's going to cost you a lot of money. So rather than uh, kind of go at it at one go, I would suggest that any business who wants to really take the digital head on should stretch it into phases. Phases that can be broken up into the business phase of it, in the sense that you can go for a CRMs, you can go for ERPs, can go for chat integration, things like this. And then at the same time, your entire marketing capsule, I think that is something that can be powered by a kind of a digital presence. So say for example, we have platforms like HubSpot giving us integration across search, social chat, everything. In fact, even email marketing. We have platforms. If you don't want to do it like through a unified platform, you can definitely have a presence across SEO, SMM, things like this. Also, I would also want to say that for any business that is looking for end-to-end digital transformation, they should not miss or leave out the sales part of it. When I talk about sales and digital transformation, I am primarily referring to listing the business on marketplaces, on platforms that will help drive conversions and sales. So it has to be, your digital transformation has to be centered around three major things. It has to be centered around processes that improve your business, make it faster, reduce wastages, platforms that can help you spread communication, CRMs, SEO, SMM, blogs, Web 2.0, Web 3.0, and platforms that can help you achieve sales, which are maybe marketplace listings, which are directories, which are anything that is appropriate for a brand at that point.
Great. I think that gives her a lot of insights. There are one more question that has come up. The question is, she is running an agency in India. She is planning to expand to UAE. She wants to understand if she gets down to UAE, do a ACO and her organic social media. That's getting leads from there will take some time.
Okay.
So, what is your recommendation in terms of that's a market where PPC works, paid campaigns works, or organic will make more impact, but with time?
So, before, like, when you talk about PPC or when you talk about SEO or SMM, obviously, when you're investing a budget, there are the platforms, Google ads or Meta ads or whatever is there, they want to take money and give you leads. I think that is something that is very, everyone understands that.
Absolutely.
As soon as you exhaust a budget, it's over. So obviously, like, there are different parameters that you need to consider. What is the CPC? What is the CTR? What are the ROAS? All these parameters, you have to kind of understand, measure what is appropriate for your business. Say, for example, if you are running like a paid PPC campaign for real estate leads, a developer is running the same in Dubai, the CPC is very high because the competition is huge, enormous. And, you are not, aware that, will you be able to exhaust that budget or not? Probably it would be like 1,000 dirhams or something, like for a lead probably. Likewise, if you kind of you put it very rightly, and likewise if you invest in SEO or anything organic, it might take time because the traction builds up over some time.
Absolutely.
More importantly, something that a lot of businesses miss is the role that content plays. I think a lot of businesses try to take the shortcut, whether it's investing in PPC, which is completely inorganic. You exhaust the budget, it's over. No leads, everything dries up. But the investment in content is something that will pay you like a compounding interest over a long period. When I mean content, I'm not like only referring to text content or blog content. I'm referring to a lot of content. It can be in the form of what we are trying to do here, like podcasts, webinars. It can also be in the form of case studies, resources, thought leadership content, white papers, everything. So brands and their investment in content should supersede the discussion or the debate around PPC versus SEO. I think if you have a brilliant ad and you run it on, like, you run a paid campaign on YouTube promoting it, with good visuals, good storytelling narrative, something that really touches the audience, is meaningful, functional, adds some value to the customer's life, you will see that the CPC goes down automatically because the content does all the heavy lifting. The PPC budgets helps in the distribution, but the heavy lifting is done by the content. The same thing happens when you do it organically. But if the content is good, the SEO part of it or the SMM part of it, the heavy lifting again is done by the content. But again, obviously, I would not shy away from saying that as a market, Dubai is biased towards PPC. I don't know. They have maybe they have a lot of money there, which everyone says. But I believe that the next step in terms of marketing evolution, in terms of ROIs and results, will be driven by content. So brands should invest in creating quality content that is individualistic, that is personalized in nature, that speaks to a certain target audience. In the UAE market, we already discussed that it has to be a mix of both locals as well as the expats, and has to drive some value addition to the end customer's life. So whatever you do, whether you do PPC, make it, ensure that you're backing it up with strong content. PPC helps with only distribution. Content will play the part of the heavy lifting. Same thing goes with SEO and organic SMM. You have good content, one of the posts go viral, that's it. Your brand's established. No post has gone viral ever. You take like the history of the last decade through PPC. Am I right?
Correct.
Have you ever seen a post where they have said that the post is viral because of PPC? It's not, right? It's an occurrence, it's an creative idea, it's a music, anything and everything. And what are these things? Content. So ensure that whether you're a brand trying to break into the UAE market, Dubai market, or you are an agency trying to win over more brands, drive ROIs for them, the only way you should be able to do it and build a long-term plan is through creating quality content.
So to sum it up, what I understand from you, correct me if I misconnect anywhere. On a longer, the content is key.
Yes.
Secondly, on a longer run, your organic will give you a much better result.
Yes.
For a shorter period of time, for a short-term goal, it will be the PPC, the paid campaigns.
Yes.
Till the time you have money,
yes,
you will be able to spend.
absolutely,
You get the leads.
Absolutely.
I'm sure the audience is clear what she's asking. I guess that's it for now. We have a couple of questions coming in. I think we'll take it separately. We have to wind it up at this point of time. So thank you, audience. Thanks, Ejaz.
Thank you so much, Suryo. Thank you so much.
And what we will do, we will again come back with some other guest, and hopefully stay tuned. And yes, have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.